In this video, I'm going to show you how we increased our profit by over 700% in one of our portfolio companies by doing less than what we were previously. In case you don't know who I am, my name is Ravi Abuvala, founder of Scaling with Systems, and we scale online companies to 6, 7, and even multiple 8 figures. And I'm going to go really deep into one of our portfolio companies that is a 7-figure a month company, more specifically what we were able to identify by looking at the data from the past 3 months in order to have the business run as efficiently as possible. All right, so let me walk through the 2 real life scenarios here. In scenario A, we had 3,950 leads in this specific segment. Of those 3,950 leads, we had 147 sales, which means that we had a close rate of roughly 3.7%, meaning that 3.7% of that 3,950 leads became sales for our company. And every single one of those sales was worth $1,118 in profit for the portfolio company. Now, these are not great numbers, but they're also not terrible numbers. Now let's walk through scenario B here. In scenario B, we had 2,049 leads come in, except for we had 391 sales in scenario B, and that means we had a 19% close rate. So 19% of those 2,049 leads became sales for a portfolio company. But here's the big kicker. The big kicker is that the profit per sale was $7,354, which means that if you did the math, this second segment of leads here were 33% of the total leads generated for that company in that 3-month time horizon, but it was 95% of the profit inside of that company. So here is a 7-figure a month company where the majority, right, 70% of the leads coming in, and that means the majority of our team's time qualifying and getting on the phone and trying to close these leads, only bring in 5% of the profit for the company. And on the flip side of it, by identifying that this delineation of the second leads here, they are only 33% of the total leads, meaning that we're spending the least amount of time on them, and yet they're bringing in 95% of the profit of the company. And obviously, as you can imagine, we actually stopped even going after the first segment of leads, and we totally filtered them out of our CRM, and we're only going after the second segment of leads now, which means that we can scale the company faster, more profitably, but most importantly, with less operational complexity, with less employees, with less funnels, with less emails, etc., etc. So my recommendation to you is that if you are generating substantial leads, calls, or sales inside of your company, try to start identifying pockets of people that are coming in. What is the delineations of them, right? It could be a number of team members that they have. It could be that the annual revenue that they have. It could be whether they are just starting out or they've been around for a while. It could be one of numerous different delineations. It could even be what's their traffic source, right? For example, if they came from a YouTube video versus they came from Facebook ads, you'll see a huge difference in the lifetime value and the closing percentage. And this will allow you to kind of identify that 80-20 rule and go deeper on that 20% that's generating 80% of the revenue, or in this example, go deeper in the 33% that's generating 95% of the revenue.